Jermall. It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I wanted to touch on this whole topic, and before I get into the topic itself, let me just give some much-deserved credit to Broadway Joel for delivering the boxing community and the boxing world one hell of an interview with Mauricio Sulaiman. Go check it out if you haven't already. A lot of things were touched on in that interview in regards to WBC champions and upcoming WBC fights and or mandatories and things of that nature. But I wanted to focus in and camp out on the middleweight division and the whole situation going on with the WBC middleweight title in regards to Jermall Charlo and Carlos Adames, who has the interim belt. Now, as fight fans, we know that we haven't seen Jermall Charlo in the ring since he fought Juan Montiel back in June of 2021. So that's well over 2 years. We're talking about 25 months of no fighting for Jermall Charlo. And we know he's gone through some things that outside the ring with his baby mama, you know, and whatnot. We know that there are some things beyond boxing that he is dealing with. So I don't want to be insensitive to those things. But at the end of the day, like, you're a champion, and with great power comes great responsibility. To whom much is given, much is required. So you got to be out here active if you're a champion. Otherwise, got to drop the belt. So it begs the question, when the hell is WBC going to strip Jermall Charlo? And, yeah, apparently, according to Mauricio Sulaiman, it don't sound like it's going to be anytime soon. When asked how long would it take for them to actually, how much activity would it take for Charlo, inactivity would it take for Charlo to finally be stripped? And Mauricio Sulaiman pretty much said, and I quote, "There's no limit. We're in full communication with Adames and Charlo. We will support Charlo. We will support Adames. I understand Adames. He's in a good position to get the big fights," end quote. So there you have it from Mauricio Sulaiman. So first and foremost, Jermall Charlo needs to be stripped. He should have been stripped of the belt. But I think Mauricio Sulaiman's being very irresponsible because, you know, on one hand, you got a couple other different scenarios in the WBC where Devin Haney is being given a deadline. Like, he's being given a clear-cut deadline to fight Shakur Stevenson. You know, and that's a whole other video on its own, you know, as now they've made Shakur Stevenson the mandatory. So he has a deadline to decide if he's going to fight Shakur and defend the belt at 135 or go up to 140 and challenge Regis Prograis for the WBC belt up there. So he's given a deadline for that. And then you also have the horrible, disgusting situation with the war in Ukraine, which is preventing and really blocking in many ways and taking away in many ways the luster of the undisputed fight between Bivol and Beterbiev. And it really is through no fault of Bivol. So we're seeing a gross lack of consistency from the WBC. I understand that, like, you got to take things on a case-by-case basis. And I understand Charlo has things going on outside the ring. And I'm not trying to be insensitive towards those things because, you know, we all go through things in life. You know, I go through things, you go through things, we all go through things. But at the end of the day, this is the fight game. And the show must go on. It's no different than me. Like, it's no different than me. Like, if I decide one day, you know, I just don't want to make YouTube videos anymore, then guess what? There's a gajillion other boxing channels, and the show will go on. Time's not going to wait for me, and the sport should not wait for Charlo, you know? You got a guy in Carlos Adames who has been, you know, racking up a lot of good victories. You know, he recently just beat Julian Williams. He beat Montiel. He's beat Derevyanchenko. The natural progression of the guys he's beaten, I mean, he's beaten in his last 5 fights or so, he's beaten 2 common opponents with Charlo. So the natural progression was supposed to be with him to fight Charlo for the belt, but Charlo's having all these problems. So I generally feel like he needs to be upgraded to the full champion, and they need to strip Charlo of the belt, right? And then what they could do is, you know, if this is a special case, then just make some sort of clause or case where if he comes back due to him never losing the belt in the ring, he can just come back and get a, you know, make him emeritus champion, and he can just come back and fight for the belt whenever he wants. For those that don't know what that means, an emeritus champion in the WBC basically means that anybody who retires, like who once held a belt, they can come back and challenge for the belt. Like if the retirement only lasts a certain amount of time or whatever. I remember like many years ago, I used to joke around because Vitaly Klitschko had been retired for a number of years, and Wilder was the WBC champion. But Vitaly Klitschko, despite being retired, was the WBC emeritus champion. So he could have came back. There was a point in time where he could have came back and actually fought Deontay Wilder. Obviously, he didn't because he had things politically to tend to in the Ukraine, but I'm just using it as an example. So that's the route I feel the WBC should go. Them going any other route is really destroying further like what the middleweight division is, and it's not much at the moment. You're also setting a bad precedent that, you know, fighters can have problems outside the ring, and if they're just cool with the sanctioning body, or maybe if they're just cool with Al Heyman, that they can just get whatever they want, and they can just not fight for 25 months and still be the champion and hold up the whole division. And, you know, F the other 15 guys in the rankings who have dreams, goals, and aspirations to fight for the world title and gain life-changing money to make their families' lives better and the people they're around, are, you know, their loved ones' lives better. No, F them. We have to put everything on hold for Jermall Charlo. So I'm not knocking Charlo. Like, he's got his problems. May God bless him, and, you know, may God comfort him in this time. But, like, strip him of the belt. Like, do the right thing for the sport and strip him of the belt, and stop picking and choosing who you want to you know, do things with. Like who you want to grant favoritism to, or who you want to treat, you know, within the guidelines of your actual rules. Like, just all we're asking for in boxing. I know it's sometimes, as a fight fan to a governing body, it may be a little bit too much to ask for, but all we're asking for is just, you know, a little bit of consistency, a little bit of you know, because I'll tell you this. Look at the way they've treated, like they're treating Devin Haney. Look at the way they treated other guys in the past. I mean, it's just, and we see with other governing bodies too. So yeah, that's the news. If you think Jermall Charlo is gonna get stripped anytime soon, well, you're praying for that. You best keep praying, and hopefully, you know, you're a righteous man and God listens to your prayers, because, you know, Carlos Adames ain't getting his shot, and nobody else is getting the shot in the middleweight division at the WBC title until Mauricio Suleiman and the WBC see fit. So yeah, make of that what you will. It's not good for the sport. It's not good for an already bad division. And that's just what it's going to be. So on that note, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. What do you think? Do you think the WBC should have already stripped Charlo? Or do you think they're doing the right thing by him by allowing him to hold on to the title despite not fighting for 25 months? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're here at the Hatanaka Boxing Gym in Nagoya, Japan. And for more great videos just like this one, make sure you guys click right here.